everybody, I am mixing up dinner for the guys, and it's going to be tuna casserole, the heated hot kind. Sometimes I make tuna salad that has pasta in it, but it's cold. I do that more in the summer, obviously. It's 60 here. It's not hot, it's not cold, but they haven't had tuna casserole since last winter. So I used 2 cans. One was albacore and one was light chunk. Well, nope. I don't have it. I must have gotten rid of it. Here's the albacore and here's the cream of celery I also put in there. And that's parsley and, a bunch of chopped up onions in here somewhere. I mean a bunch. And I put a couple shakies of Frank's hot sauce. I didn't add salt because this canned soup, this cream of celery has plenty, and I just didn't want it to be overly. They can salt it at the table. I usually will use cream of chicken, and I chop celery in it. This time I thought I'd go ahead and use one of these cans of cream of celery because it had a date on it that needed to come up. It wasn't expired or anything. Like these. I was going to use breadcrumbs. I'll use panko because January 26th, I've got to use, that's what, 4 months from now? October, November, December, yeah. So, a lot in this can. And then the paprika, of course, it's fine. And then I won't use all the elbows. These are the small elbows. So I'm going to just mix this all up. After it's done, I'll melt some butter, put some panko in it. After I've added the elbows to the mix in the bowl here, I'll add elbows to it, mix it all up. I'll add butter in a bowl with some panko and toast it so that it comes up with a little bit more flavor after you toast it with butter. It's good plain, but it's really, baked, but when you toast it with butter, it's a little something extra. Okay, and then I will sprinkle it lightly with some paprika on the top just for color. Not enough to change the taste or anything, but just enough. And I see my water is boiling. This is what I'm going to put it in. And there's my water ready, so I'm going to go ahead and stick the pasta in there. Stirring this around, and I think I forgot to mention that I put probably 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise in this too. I think mayonnaise goes really well with fish. It has a little egg in it to hold the casserole together. And even though it has enough in it already, this is going to be something extra. Sometimes I put, it's a fish, I can't think of what it's called. It's called Old Bay, and sometimes I'll add that to this, but I just did other seasonings that are in this really straight. So in Old Bay seasoning, I think it has somewhere on here, including red pepper, black pepper, salt, and paprika. So it has something else in it, but that's probably knowledge we don't need since we don't own the recipe. Okay. You probably noticed this in the sink. It's a chuck roast. That's dinner tomorrow night, so we're having company, and that's what it'll be. All right, the macaroni, or at least most of it, is in there. I'm going to stir it and see if I can put more in there, and then I will. I don't know if I told you I sprayed the pan, melted butter, panko, and I have to remember to put the paprika in it. I'm going to cover it with foil, which I sprayed. The oven is set to 350. Well, it's actually at 140 now. It will be set to 350, and I'll just check it in 30 minutes-ish and see how it looks. Okay, so I changed my mind again. I'm going to go ahead and toast them because, it fit beautifully with room for it to rise a little. So things will be good. I'm going to add butter to this as soon as it is a little browned. I don't know if I videoed or took a picture of that last part, but, I was going to put it on the top and then just let the oven brown it. But that'll dry out that macaroni, and I got to put a foil cover on it. It's starting to brown nice now. It's just about ready. That's just the oven ready. That's not a timer on the. What are these? Some kind of crumbs. Panko. They're done. I'm going to throw in some butter now. It's maybe 2 tablespoons of butter, and put it across the top of the pasta. Butter's in. This stuff smells like comfort food is what it smells like. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, as soon as my fingers can get in there without hurting myself, put it across the top. All right, there we go. It smells so good. It's done with the breadcrumbs and the butter now, and I have about half of it left. Well, maybe not half. Maybe a quarter of it left. But I used all the butter, of course. I'm going to put the paprika on it, cover it, stick it in the oven. Alrighty then. Now it's got the panko and the paprika. And you can see I sprayed that. It's got a panko crumb on it, it looks like. And I'm just going to go ahead and tamp that down and stick it in. I use the word tamp down in the wrong situation. I'm going to press it down. You tamp powder into a capsule. You bounce your tuna casserole on the counter like this. Okay, timer. Let's go with 25. I'm scared, so I want to just check it sooner than later. All right, 25 minutes at 350. All right, I took the lid off, the foil off for the last 10 minutes just now, and it didn't really stick to it much, a little bit. Do any of you do this? They're adults, but they still live here, so they still contribute. So this is to one of them. Please bring in the mail and the laundry to the living room, because that's where I'll be by the time this one gets home. He doesn't get home until later. This one should be home right now, but he's not, so that tells me where he is. He's at Fred Meyer Kroger. I've never seen it, don't understand it, nothing like that, but there's a machine that spits out Pokemon card packs. And it's like luck of the draw if you get something worth money, if you get something that's common as common can be. It's just like when I get those little ball things with the babies, the silicone babies, or the books that they make a library version too. You crack it open, you don't crack it, you break it open, and then you have all these little pieces you got to put together whatever's in it. A bookshelf for the books, a baby stroller for the baby, or a crib or whatever, and you dress the baby. So it's like that. I understand, but it's money, and he's got it, I guess. Anyway, so he is going to take out the kitchen trash, and then he's going to take the trash can to the curb because it's garbage night. And this week is a no recycle week. It was recycle with the garbage last week. Is that how it works at your house? If you get garbage pickup. I know back in the 80s when we got here in 1979, and we were in our own place in the 80s, way out in the sticks. And we lived in a 2-bedroom trailer with my eldest boy, he must have been 17 months old. He was 18 months when my daughter Donna, patient's mom, was born. But anyway, we had a burn barrel, and if it would burn, we threw it in there. It's not legal anymore. I feel bad, but we didn't know any better. It was 40 years ago, and we just did not know enough ourselves. I'm sure there were some enlightened people, but we were not any of them. Now, if you get caught burning garbage, you get a citation, a ticket, whatever you want to call it. If it's burn season, we just are allowed to use wood stoves, barbecues, recreational fires, and that kind of thing. This past week, we had a burn ban almost the entire summer because it was so dry. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. I'm making the video too long again. All right, this is my Guess What's for Dinner Friday. So this doesn't look any different than it did when it went in, but I assure you it is. I cooked it for 30 minutes, probably 32, because I went out and got a can of peaches to go on the side of it. So I'm going to let this cool just a skosh, and then I'm going to put the foil back on it so that it doesn't, get a random gnat or something fall in it. All right, I think gnat season's over, though. I haven't seen one in a while. For like maybe 3 weeks ago, it was a hot mess in here. I was like, where are they coming from? I was looking for, fruit, and anyway, they're gone. We had a hard freeze a couple nights ago. Yeah, like 28 degrees or something. It was crazy. I'd have to look it up. I think it's what it was. They put out a weather advisory the night before, and they said, if you're going out early, you better be ready because those streets are going to be frosted over bad. It was just frost, like from the dew that goes on the street and makes it shiny and distrustful. No, that's not right. Not to be trusted. Okay, I may put a still of this on somebody's plate, or I may not. This may be all you see of this video. I appreciate you hanging with me, watching, listening to my crazy stories, and just generally being a friend. If you've never liked, commented, or subscribed, I'd love it if you do that. If you do that, what is wrong with me? I would love it if you did that. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to serve this up for dinner, and here's what it looks like. And it comes out, you know, kind of like like a casserole. Here's the news. I was telling the first kid here, it's going to eat. He goes, tuna casserole, what'd you make with it? I said, peaches. And he said, that's a weird combination. Usually, you put peas in it. I forgot the peas. There's no peas in my tuna casserole. I certainly would have put peaches. I said beside, not in. So anyway, he's going to eat this, and I'm going to go back and watch the Mariners continue to lose against the Blue Jays. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want. I'd like it. Bye, everybody.